Welcome to The Pull Bag. Join us as we dig out our latest comics and discuss them with a rotating panel of the GCRN crew. So sit back and enjoy this week's Pull Bag.
Me, Grimlock, want to munch metal?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to The Pull Bag. This is episode 93. We are celebrating Halloween, and what better way to celebrate? Wow. God, this sucks already. What better way to, quote-unquote, celebrate Halloween with aliens and giant robots? Yes, aliens and giant... As you can hear by the laughter, I'm joined by Nicole Hailstorm. Hello.
Hello.
Originally, I had planned to do, for a Halloween episode here in the Pull Bag this year, I had planned to do Batman the Long Halloween, but due to financial reasons and other reasons, I just couldn't get that done. And I had asked you, is Mars Attacks Transformers a decent Halloween?
And I said it would work
ahead.
because it's one of the most awesome comics ever created. And every time I say that to people, they look at me like, yeah, right. You read it? Am I wrong? No.
You're not. Episode 93 originally was going to be He-Man Masters Universe 2013, issue 7 of 12. A-Das Baron and I are still going to do that. That will be episode 96 coming up in November. Most likely there won't be a Punisher month this year for November. I am sorry, Punisher fans. There's just way too much stuff going on.
Woo!
Amy, stop distracting us. But there's
She talked
there's
about
just
sea spray and how he's
Yeah.
real.
there's just too many things going on in my life that I don't have the extra fundage for additional comics that I'm not already reading. I do wish I could have gotten a Punisher month off the ground this year. I might change Punisher month to maybe April. Maybe that way we can do it at the beginning of 2015. But we are here to talk about Mars Attacks Transformers, which came out a year ago. And I am just now getting to...
Almost 2 years ago. It came out in January 2013.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, almost 2 years ago.
And let me tell you,
Holy crap.
it goes with Halloween because there's a lot of tricks that are played on the sides.
Yeah, there's a lot of tricks, not a lot of treats.
Oh, the treats for me. My
Well,
gosh.
yeah. Did this have multi-covers?
It did. This is the only thing I could probably find negative about this. It had two other covers, but the covers had nothing else to do with it. They had two retail incentive covers. Now, when this was going on, they were having crossovers with other comics, but Mars Attacks, for the retail incentive, they wanted to put more covers out with their characters, even though they had nothing to do with the issue. So with this issue, let me go in the back here. It had Mars Attacks with Spike, Spike from Buffy Vampire.
Oh, yeah.
Vampire
Somehow I can't envision Spike the vampire with rubber boots on.
No, well, and then the other one was it was Strangers in Paradise. It was just the covers to it. It had nothing to do with what was in the inside. They just want to get more characters crossing over. Like with the Popeye one, that's another excellent Mars Attacks Popeye. Loved it. They had Miss Fury and Opus. Yeah. Which the Opus one, if you go Google it, it's one of the best covers out there. It's so awesome. It's kind of like Opus morphing into one of the Martians. Is really cool. And then, like with Mars Attacks Kiss, they had Judge Dredd and the Star Slammers, and so yeah. I mean, this was a really fun event. It really was. There's so many good things, but this issue right here with this event was the best. Transformers. It was awesome.
So the main cover A, has Optimus and Megatron fighting alongside each other to stop the Martians, and it says "Attack of the Bots '84." Um,
Yeah,
Go ahead.
because before, anytime you got a Mars Attacks comic, it would come with like a little trading card, and so this
Mm,
is supposed to look like the trading card.
very cool.
Yeah,
Very cool.
I used to read the Mars Attacks comics. I still do every but when this came out, I was reading Mars Attacks with it as well. So
The book's creative is Shane McCarthy on writing, Matt Frank on art, Josh Perez on colors. Neil, I can't pronounce his last name, is on the letters.
Uitake.
Thank you. And Carlos Guzman is the editor on this, and this has a really cool background on this page with Optimus versus Megatron.
Isn't
I thought that was
isn't
that
that
was
cool? I
awesome.
love it. And the bumblebees in the corner there, if you look at it.
Yeah, yeah. Bumblebee and Ravage, actually.
Yeah,
It's Bumblebee versus. Wow.
yeah.
Hey, wait a second. That's the only time I didn't notice that until now when I read it. That's the only time a Cassetticon is on this in this book. I don't think Soundwave's troops or Blaster's troops are in this, are they?
Uh, no, Ravage is in a couple of panels.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Um. So we get the first page here, and it's basically Optimus punching Megatron in the jaw.
Okay, I'm going to start off here
Go
because
ahead.
when you first open this up, it is beautiful. The
It is.
artwork, the coloring, it's not it's not your Alex Milne, it's not your Sarah Stone or anything. It is Matt Frank, and it is beautiful. Especially the very last panel with Megatron. He almost kind of looks like animated Megatron in the face there, but it's just beautiful. You open this up, you're like, okay, this is cool. I like this already.
I mean, this honestly could have been an episode of the old G1 cartoon series.
Oh,
I
I
mean,
would
like
have
this is
loved.
so, this is so G1. I mean, granted, Mars Attacks. Mars Attacks. I only know the movie. I haven't read the comics, so
The comics are some of the most violent, hilarious. I mean, the violence is like uh Kill Bill violence. It's like so over the top, and it's
wow.
hilarious. You know, um, just some of the things that happens in Mars Attacks. It really is. It's really. It's funny.
I assume you've seen the movie, right?
Oh yeah. It's one of it.
Uh,
I love that movie.
this isn't a complaint against the comic, but I was kind of hoping to see the Pierce Brosnan head somewhere in here. So yeah, so I know, I know. So we got Optimus and Megatron. They're duking it out, and it's the Autobots versus the Decepticons, age-old battle.
Uh-huh.
And the next page, the Autobots, it's like G1 just popped out of the cartoon.
It's well, it's beautiful. It's just so beautifully drawn again. You
Yeah.
open it up, and not Megatron, Optimus is just standing there telling Megatron, "You lose." And it has, look, there's Ravage in Grimlock's mouth right there.
That's right.
And Thundercracker is in a building with his butt sticking out. It's, I mean, the art.
Poor Ravage.
I mean, it looks like a Baba carrying their little kitten around. It's pretty.
Oh my
But
god.
and then you,
All I can think of is the movie line, "Me, Grimlock, want to munch metal."
I mean, I love the expressions that they have. I mean, look at Bumblebee. He's just grinning ear to ear with this battle. I love this panel so much. There's so much. Thundercracker's butt sticking out of the building is awesome.
It was very hilarious.
You got Astro
So
Train. Poor Astro Train.
yeah, that's one of my favorite Decepticons, and he doesn't get enough
He doesn't. Yeah.
in the spotlight. He just really doesn't. So as the story continues, Everyone's least favorite human shows up. Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
No, it's not
he's
Chip
cool in
Chase.
this one.
Yeah, he's cool in
Spike
this one.
is G1 Spike, the Spike that we all know and love. Young
Yeah,
G1 Spike. It's he plays a good part in this.
he does. He does. So apparently the general of the United States Army, one of the generals of the U.S. Army here, is complaining to Spike
Well, the
about
thing is, he's not
his.
just a general in the army. He's the fashion police. He complains about Spike's yellow boots. Again, it's one of these things like, why would he spend the time talking to us about his yellow boots? There's a reason, people. Look at that.
Yeah, there is a reason, and the general ends up dead, and we enter the Martians.
Woo, woo.
Yep. Between wanting to see the Pierce Brosnan head, I also wanted to see one of these Martians in a dress.
Oh, you can see that if you read the comics. They dress up all the time.
Oh.
And they're horrible at doing so.
Oh man. So the Martians arrive, they blow stuff up. And this page here where we have Ironhide and the Martians, and at the bottom of the panel is Optimus. I read this on Comixology's guided view, and they zoom in on Optimus where he says "see cover."
Uh-huh.
Everyone always says Transformers need to have mouths and noses so they can emote. Optimus emotes fine with his eyes, and in this bottom panel,
like I said,
the
the art is just amazing. It's
yeah,
just
the art is just amazing. The only complaint I have about this book, and it's a minor thing, Optimus's neck just doesn't look right.
are you complaining about his neck?
I don't know. This bottom panel, it looks like his head is on a swivel, like it's about ready to just fall off. It's a very minor nitpick on my part.
You're reaching, Dad. You're reaching. I mean, look how glorious Ironhide looks on this page.
Well, yeah, because he's not moping finally.
I know this is the Ironhide I like, because he's like, we're gonna battle these guys. They're so tiny. They ain't no. And then he gets blasted, and then you just hear him scream. I love it. He's like, ah! And the panel before, look at all the different emotions that they have on all the different Autobots. Look at Blaster's face. It's so cute.
It's just so strange. It's awesome, but it's very, very strange.
I love it.
So we get Megatron and the Decepticons and what eventually ends up being the team up. I love how they did this though with the team up. I thought that was awesome. He's like, no, don't say it. Don't say
it. We
it.
should say the Martians actually capture him.
Yeah.
All the Transformers. And so... Oh, I love this. I love it.
I'm not sure what I like better, just the art or the story.
It's just great overall.
Yeah, it really is.
But the thing is, it's just like... This is the writing. Shane did a great job with writing, because what we always thought when we were younger, or even recently, like, it's said in this, just like Optimus is being the Boy Scout. He's like, you know what we gotta do? He's like, don't say it. Don't you do it. He's like, we gotta team up. He's like, oh, you said it. Why? I love it.
The face palm.
I
God.
just like it. Don't say it. Don't do it. Don't.
And then I love the interaction with them afterwards, where Megatron says, "Fine, I'll put aside trying to tear you to pieces if you can put aside being pathetic and weak for just 2 seconds. We join forces, get ourselves out of here. Deal."
Mm-hmm.
It's so awesome. And then you have Blaster and Soundwave. Oh my god, it's so great.
They have nipple clamped together. I'm not kidding, people. That's what it looks like.
She's not lying. She really is not lying. And it is so strange.
I love it
and
though. I love that look on Soundwave's face. Like Blaster's enjoying this way too much, and Soundwave's giving him like the look like, I so want to kill you right now. It's a thing of beauty. Thing of beauty.
It really, really is. Oh man, I absolutely love this, and it's one of those things where the Martians pretty much underestimate the Transformers.
But you gotta understand it. They underestimated the Martians beforehand. I mean, look at what happened to Ironhide. Look what happened to Megatron. Yeah, something happens to Megatron here, and
poor Megatron.
and Starscream tries to take over again. It's just it's a vicious cycle, but it works.
That's par for the course, though.
Yeah.
I mean, since this is so ingrained in G1, Starscream not attempting a takeover is just... It would just be wrong if he didn't try. Of course, he's going to fail, but...
Yeah. I mean, I love the look of little Megatron. He's just giving... There's so many... Every single panel, there's something beautiful in this. Whether it's the wording, whether it's the art, I just love it. I just love it. And I posted up on my Facebook saying how I think this is such a beautiful artwork. Matt Frank said he did all this in less than 2 weeks because he was on such a deadline. I'm like, you did all this in less than 2 weeks? It's crazy.
No. And it's just absolutely awesome. It really, really is. Like I cannot get over the panel where Soundwave and Blaster open their chests side by side. I just can't get over that.
I love it. I mean, look at Blaster again. He is just loving it. This is one of your fine plans you got here, Megatron. No one asked you, idiot.
Yep.
Yep. And I love how Cliff Jumper's like, he always takes the credit for himself. That's a thing.
Yeah, Thundercracker, it's a thing.
I mean, there's so many wonderful things about this. God.
So they shrink Megatron.
Yeah, the Martians shrink Megatron.
Yeah, they shrink Megatron, but that doesn't stop Megatron from killing one of them.
Nope.
That's just awesome. A mini Megatron. He looks like...
He's like a little playgirl, like a little play doll. What did they say? Oh, I have shrunk your master to the size of a small girl's plaything.
Well, the funny thing is, I remember back when I was collecting toys, and I was really excited for Revoltech Transformers because the pictures show them bigger than they actually are.
Uh-huh.
This is essentially a Revoltech Megatron when he's shrunken.
Yeah. No, did you picture him in his Megatron voice, or did you picture him with the squeaky voice when he got shrunk?
No,
I just pictured him with a squeaky voice.
No. So Optimus orders all the Cybertronians to attack. We really need an Astro Train one-shot. Nice shot, thanks. I still hate you, likewise. Astro Train and Prowl. Absolutely love that.
Oh my gosh, I wonder if they'll ever meet up in IDW now.
Oh, I wish.
That'd be awesome. Unfortunately, this isn't part of the ongoing or the continuity, but it's just so fun.
It's so fun, so fun. So after the Astrotrain Prowl team up, we get Starscream and his takeover plan.
Yeah.
And it's just so... I don't think I've ever seen Starscream actually scream like this when Megatron jumps at his face.
That little
Get him off!
That little panel of Megatron is probably one of my all-time favorites. That one, though, he's just looking at him like, are you kidding me? We're going to do this now. There's no words. It's just him, this little inset of his face looking like no, and he just goes for Starscream's face like a ravage like Wolverine. I think Soundwave's enjoying.
So Soundwave reverses the thingamajig to get Megatron back to his normal size, um, and then we have giant ants, and the Insecticons show up.
Now the ants are a real thing in Mars Attacks. Is
Mhm.
they're like horses, that they use. So it was nice for me to see that they actually use that for this as well.
Right. Um, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how I feel about the Insecticons writing because it just stand back. We got this. I can't hear Bombshell saying that in my head. It's too weird for me.
Oh, I can because they're showing off. They're showing off, and they are pretty arrogant.
They are, but I guess I'm more used to the whole speech impediment with the three of them. Where yeah, yeah, yeah. So the aliens, the Martians surround Spike in a. I didn't notice that there was a fire hydrant. I didn't know. I saw the water. I just didn't notice it was a fire hydrant. So a fire hydrant has burst open, and there's water all over the street. And the Martians are going to kill Spike, and they all end up fried.
Well,
because
wait. The Martians have one of the best lines in comics. Okay. Die weak yet stylish, dressed human scum. Because they have the same boots on people. I love it. Oh my gosh. When I read this panel for the first time, I was cracking up like no other. I'm like,
Wait a second. If they have yellow rubber boots, why did they die and Spike didn't?
because they're hitting each other.
Oh, okay. I see. Wow. So they get electrocuted and
They're kind of like stormtroopers. They're not the best
okay.
shots in the world.
No. And Spike says, "Rubber boots." Yeah, in your face, General. It's kind of okay. It's funny, but it would be a little more funny if the guy actually lived. I mean, the General died.
Oh, that's
Um,
right.
it's a little insensitive. It's one of those jokes where it's like, oh, too soon, too soon. um,
Uh,
so the Autobots and Decepticons win because of a character I didn't think they'd put in this.
and
But
this is the reason why this comic is one of the most awesome comics ever. Here's a big spoiler, people. If you don't like it, skip ahead. Okay. So the big hero of our comic comes to save the day is Cosmos. We haven't seen Cosmos in the IDW for years until now, and awesome. Oh, so awesome. It's so good to see him as the hero.
It is. And then Prowl, I never really saw a point to his alt form until now.
Exactly.
But I mean, okay, if we're gonna get analytical on this, how does that Martian ship not see? It sees another alien ship, but how do you not see the giant red glowing Autobot insignia and realize that it's not your ship?
Maybe they're not looking for that. They didn't know the Transformers had. Maybe they're thinking, "Hey, it's a new design. We got a new design ship."
Yep. And I love the exchange between Optimus and Megatron.
Because this happens all the time when Optimus and Megatron team up. But this comic finally explains it, and it's awesome.
You're just gonna go back to trying to kill us, aren't you? Absolutely. And that's the end. It's like,
so want more of this team up. It's one of the best crossovers ever, if not my favorite crossover ever.
It is a damn good comic. It really, really is. like I said before, my only exposure to Mars Attacks was the film. And the film had some funny moments. I mean, it's got Michael J. Fox, it's got Pierce Brosnan, it's got Jack Nicholson. It's got all these people and everything else. And it is an interesting film. I don't know if we would call it a good '90s movie, but it's a good '90s comedy, I would say.
I enjoy Mars Attacks, but the comic, if you've enjoyed this, you'd probably enjoy the ongoing, just because it's so out there, crazy, it, funny stuff. I mean, stuff that most people would think about putting in. You know, one of the issue of Mars Attacks that came, just the issue that came on after this. It was a Valentine's special.
Oh my god.
Exactly. It's one of the most awesome things ever. So, go. I mean, Mars Attacks really is a fun comic. I think you guys would enjoy it. But this one alone stands out to be one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah. Yeah, now that I've read it, it is awesome. It really is awesome.
Because I told you, I'm like, when I tell people, I'm like, this is one of the best comics ever. I'm talking ever. It's up there with like Killing Joke. Okay, I this is just a lot more fun. It's not as grim. It's just, especially if you're a Transformers fan, you're gonna find this just amazing.
Right, right. Absolutely. And it was so, yeah, I mean, that was the interesting thing. You have the Autobots and Decepticons fighting on Earth, the age-old battle, and this is so the G1. I mean, the art in this is, oh god. Some comics don't, like some comics that try to emulate G1 don't always do it justice, because they may change certain colors, they may do certain things that are not from the cartoon. This is like I said, the only thing that I can really complain about is that Optimus's head looks like it's on a pike. It doesn't look like it is, and it's just a minor gripe. I mean, it doesn't ruin my enjoyment of the comic overall, because McCarthy's writing is great. Like, I don't understand why this isn't a series, honestly.
I would love to have this as a series.
I mean, it is just so awesome.
Oh, I just sent you the Valentine's Day cover.
Ah,
You gotta go check this out.
oh my god.
Isn't that one of the most beautiful things you've ever seen?
That is one of the most strangest things I've ever seen.
That's Mars Attacks right there. It's just awesome.
Oh my god. It's so strange. Alright. I assume you're giving this a 5, right?
No, I'm giving it a 6 because it's even better than just a 5-star. Because I've read this so many times that I still crack up at some parts. Like, Ironhide hits Cliffjumper in the head with his own arm that's been detached, people. And it's awesome. I mean, the whole boots thing, mini Megatron. I mean, like I said, there's something in every panel that I find joy in, whether it be the artwork or the wordings. There's nothing wrong. I can't. That neck thing, that's really reaching, man.
No, it's a minor gripe. It just looks a little strange to me. It's just a minor gripe.
But
I
look
mean,
how his eyes emote and stuff.
oh yeah,
It's beautiful.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
The entire team did a great job.
I know.
Great job. The writing, the art, the colors, all of it is so good.
If you guys
all
haven't
right.
read it, really, I know we've spoiled some things, but that's not going to hinder your enjoyment of this comic. It's, like I said, this was my #1 comic of last year. Out of all the comics I've read, and I pick up at least 10 a week. This is my favorite of all last year. It's so good.
Absolutely. All right, I think that's going to do it for us here inside the pull bag. Where can people find you online to interact with you, Miss Nicole?
Well, you can find me on Twitter at Beatles Diva. That's Beatles like the band, not the bug. And just Google Beatles Diva. That's me. Really, you could link onto my Facebook and my blog that is 2 years outdated. I don't know. That's me. I don't think that there's any other Beatles diva out there. So.
I don't know. I kind of want to check out. I kind of want to do a Google search for the bug and see.
Oh, the Beatles.
The other Beatles diva.
There's an actual Beatle gal.
Oh, good lord. Coming up in the pull bag right now, as of this recording, we're going to do a giant-sized episode 94 and 95 in one podcast where I believe it's going to be Jeremy Fine and I talking about Gotham Academy and Arkham Manor #1. And then episode 96 will be Masters of the Universe 2013 ongoing issue 7 to 12, which is the What Lies Within arc. As I said, Punisher Month probably not going to happen. If we do have a Punisher Month this year, it might only be 2 episodes. So not sure how that's going to work right now. Like I said, it's just been a rough end of the year for me financially. So anything that I'm not already reading, I don't have the extra funds to, put into more stuff. But yeah, so we got some DC superhero stuff coming up. We will be doing more of Layman and Gilhori's Chew, since I know you love the weird stuff.
Oh wait, should we explain this? Okay.
No.
I gotta explain this. So the other day, we're recording another podcast, Mike and Amy and I, and he actually asked me. He's like, "You like weird and crazy stuff?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Next thing that comes out of Mike's mouth is, "How do you feel about cannibalism?" How do you react to that, people? What do you mean? Do I want to participate in it? No. I think it's very wrong. One of the weirdest conversations I've ever had.
Yes. So yeah, we will be doing more coverage of Chew. I do have coming up the end of the year. I will be doing coverage for Image Comics' other series called Cowl, which is Kyle Higgins, Alex Siegel, and Rod Rice. It's basically what if there was a superhero labor union in 1960 Chicago? So I'll be doing that. And then I don't know what else is coming up for the rest of the year in the pullback. I do know we will have a top, some sort of countdown episode for comics of 2014. I'm not sure how that's going to work at this moment, but yeah, that's what's coming up. Make your great escape into comics, and we will catch you next time.
Aloha.
Oh my gosh, this is so great.
You've just heard the latest episode of the Pull Bag, the GCRN's comic review and discussion podcast. There are several ways to get in touch with us and leave feedback for the show. You can visit the website, geekcastradio.com, where you can comment on the episode and all of our different podcasts. You can rate our show on iTunes. Be sure to leave us feedback. Call the voicemail line, 502-526-5821. Please remember to tell us the show you are leaving the message for, and your name. Become a fan of us on Facebook by searching Geekcast Radio Network. Send us an email feedback at geekcastradio.com. Follow us on Twitter at GeekCastRadio. So until next time, make your great escape into comics and unleash the geek in you.